Hey folks, we are going to continue working on artwork for the Spelljammer Combat and Exploration supplement that we will be publishing on DMsGuild once it's completed. Give me a moment here to go through my intro spiel and check my signal here real quick, make sure I'm running, get through my intro, and then we'll get back to work.
Intro and then
signal here. Holy Hannah. Sounds like that's coming through loud and clear this morning. Good morning, folks. Let's see. I'm going to click some buttons here while I go through my intro. So, hey, my name is Phil Kearney. I create role-playing game supplements. I illustrate them. I publish them online. I've been focusing my attention on Dungeons & Dragons 5th edition for the past 5 years. There's a slew of links in the description down below to different books that I've already published. I use DMsGuild.com. If you all the books that are listed in there, when you go into each individual product, they have free previews. So you can click on the full preview button on desktop and tablet, or you can click on the eye icon on the right-hand side of the screen if you're on a mobile device, to be able to see some of the work that I have done in there. If you're here for the artwork, there's probably about 150 different illustrations you can look at in the free previews in link down below. If you are a D&D 5e enthusiast, the books I make are meant for DMs and players alike to take advantage of, and I run campaigns from level 1 to 20. So I playtest content at the high end as well as the low end when we build things, and these are things that I myself either use in my campaigns and thought it was a cool idea to make into a book, or want to use in a campaign I am currently designing that warrants having these mechanics as an anchor for making the rest of the campaign operate. So if you're a D&D enthusiast, check that stuff out. If you think it's cool, consider making a purchase to support the growth of the stream. Also, I'm on Twitter. X. If you're still on that platform, I'm at Phil Kearney, and I always publish when I am live on this platform. But the best way to get notification of when I am live and what I got going on is to hit the like button, subscribe, hit the bell icon to get notifications of when I am live. We've got 224 folks, and we are trying to, our first goal is to get to 500. If I could get there by New Year, that'd be amazing. I don't think I have enough lift to do it, but you can't hit anything you don't shoot for. So cheers. Thanks for the help. There's also a Patreon channel in the description down below where you can see a lot of the previews and different projects that I'm currently working on. So that's the intro. So we're working on Spelljammer. What do I mean by when I create a book, illustrate it, and then publish it online? So we'll play test. If we have a cool idea, we'll play test it. If it works well, we build it into words. Once the words sound good, we send it off to an editor. They prove us we were wrong and actually give us good wording. We then use that for the text that was provided, as well as any iterative content that's necessary. And then we import it into a layout program. I just use Microsoft Word. And so once the text is broken up onto all the pages and looks good, there's gaps that we create in the document that you can place artwork into. So we would then take this PDF and lift it off the page, and I will conceal that so you can see here's the page that we have here in Microsoft Word. All right. There, Microsoft Word, there's a page. Hey, they look alike. Nice. So once we're in here, we then import, we start creating artwork that's going to fit on the page. Once the art is done, we'll export it. At the end of all the art, we'll export all of it and drop it all into the Photoshop with the page text already in place to line up where the art should go. So super easy. It just takes time for us to build out all the artwork. So that is where we're at right now. We are working on this piece. There's also a slew of diagrams and stuff that I've been building off screen that aren't nearly as exciting to look at. Like, for example, let's open up. Here's one of the pieces that we finished. This is talking about shifting scale during combat from one scale to another, like the actual process of moving. So you can see here a 500-foot scale. When you move to an adjacent square with a target, you can then move to the as part of that action, move into the next scale from 500 feet to the 50-foot scale. And then you can see here we have fighter ships that are being launched off of the Star Moth. Little flitter ships that land on that get within when you're in an adjacent 50-foot square of this hammerhead ship. Then you can scale in again using these scale lines into the 5-foot scale, and then you can see this is the Star Moth can use any remaining movement at the 5-foot scale to then shift onto deck, and now we're seeing all the troops from the Star Moth dump out onto the deck of the hammerhead ship. And that is the 3 scale of combat. If you were to move away from this map so that these 2 ships are no longer both on this map, then you would, as part of your movement, shift out to this map again. If the ship increases scale to move away from the target again, you move back to the 500-foot scale. And if a ship moves away from another and is successful at not being pursued, then you would move it off the map altogether. So this is, like these move arrow icons, the ships, the grid, the scaling dots, some more movement lines. This is a common language, a visual language that we've been developing for this document. The spheres showing the air envelopes that surround the ships, the different scaling, the arrows indicating movement of objects, the scaling lines indicating a shift in scale from one map to the next, which is stuff we had detailed on previous pages. So if you've been sticking around with the channel, you'll have seen all this stuff. Speaking of which, if you were back here, we're currently at episode 241 today, and if you were back with us around episode 15, you can go into the Wayback Machine of the playlist that I have here on YouTube at Phil Kearney. For the Spelljammer Combat and Exploration Development playlist, you'll have seen us creating this book cover. So this will be the book cover that's actually published on DMsGuild. It'll probably be about that big on the screen when you look at it. So hopefully there's... what I want to do, I think, is come back in and work on these tentacles a bit more to create a little bit more contrast and lighting with them. So at this scale, they aren't such just a dark jumble, but to actually have some weaving effects going on. I think that'll help improve the visual the composition overall, and I can also rework these lines. I've developed since creating these spheres. I've created better language about air bubbles around ships and illustrations, so I can improve these air bubbles here as well. So, but anyway, that's enough pontification, right? Yo, what up? I'm going to take a sip of coffee. We're going to play for about 100 minutes. And anyone that's out there, if you do subscribe and follow, you're going to catch some bonus footage today at lunchtime. In about 7 hours, I'll come back on, and we've been looking at the Eldraine creatures that were released as part of Monsters Compendium 4 on DMsGuild. On D&D Beyond. Because I am a big fan of all things Magic the Gathering, as most of you probably already know. You can check out the 5-color mana spell point variant rules down below if you don't already know this about me, and just get a better idea of the kind of stuff that I think is FUN. Let's see. Okay, I'm pretty happy with that skulking spider back there. I do need to fix its air bubble, though. Night spider. Let's chugga. That's the okay. That's the thing that needs to get fixed. Let's do that. What exactly is going on inside here? I feel like there's a thing going on. I can't find it. So I'm just going to say, fuck you, pal. And if I end up regretting it, we'll find out how. Okay, so there's that. And that's where that's at. Okay, cool. Let's see. What do I need to do? Oh, that's fun. Let's remove that mask. And take that to 10. And we can open up this bubble, get rid of the lock on that, and then delete the mask there. And we'll take this and we'll drop this down to 10% as well. Got a nice murky little bubble lurking around in the background there. I'm feeling pretty good about that. Nice. Let's see. I want to have a greatly diffused bubble. So I'm going to do this and here, and we're already on the white. So I'm just going to let's get into a round brush. Hard round brush. There we go. Get into that. I'm just going to use a really low strength smudge brush here to just create this bubble sheen as we do. Normally, so I'm here. Typically, a typical non-eventful week has me here Monday through Friday in the morning like this, working on Spelljammer Art like that. On Mondays and Monday through Friday. There you go. Spelljammer Art in the morning. My morning coffee stream. On Mondays and Thursday nights, about 13 hours later, we have we do Eberron adventure design with cartography and creature token creation. And then on Saturday I do commissions. I get recruited to create book covers, interior artwork, spot art, whatever is needed. I will hire myself out to create content like that for people that are interested. And if I don't have any current commissions on my plate, I just work on personal projects. Whatever it is that I want to work on, like maybe a spell point sorcerer for the color mana system or something like that. I'm liking that bubble. I like how that feels. I think I want to up the smoky distance a bit. That feels pretty good. I feel like I can hide these asteroids and look at the actual size of these bubbles here. Bring that in a touch. Good. Asteroids back in. Yeah, that feels pretty good. Okay, cool. We'll leave that. We'll leave that like that. There, bump, bump. Night. Spider. Make a new layer. Cool. And now we have this some more spiderling in here. Bip. Let's go with bubble. Let's use English. Bubble. There we go. And legs. Hole. Legs. Bubble. There we go. Bubble legs, blah, blah, blah. There. Let's see. So we're going to need to make this actually pretty small. One, two. So we can afford to make this a little bit smaller. I can be here like that, and you can take the bubble here. Let's see. Happy? Yeah, I'm pretty happy with that nice spider. Front spiderling. Hey, that's my 20-minute timer. I have a 20-minute timer. Make sure I don't fall into any pockets for too long. Doing its job. We still need to finish up these asteroids and stuff, but I can do that. I'll probably do that off screen. Pretty happy with these rocks. You can see they still need work. That's okay. We'll get to that. That's something that, yeah. Let's see. Where is our... bubble? Spelling copy. Bubble, bubble. Let's see. How do I... I can duplicate this group and then merge it down. Hide the bubble in the front. Keep the bubble in the back. Is that asteroid Drac? Yeah. Oopie-doo. And is this ship Drac? Yes, it is. That is a misshapen arrow if I've ever seen one. Let's see, gunner, ballista, loader. Good. Now where is our frame? And I do need to bring that up a bit. Okay, cool. Let's go back down here into the blip, blip, blip. So copy. Something like that. Get us in a good position. Like that there. That's pretty good. Reference stuff. Drop that off the screen. Yeah. That's good. Cool. drop that all in here, and then we go down. Bop, 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 bop. So we need to find a new pose. That into a round brush, thank you. Mild bend in its perspective, like this. Admin, like that. Let's grab a difference in color. Darker bit. Tell you, I keep getting faster at building these things. I mean, obviously this is a much simpler model than the other ones that we had to build. There's less technical detail, but I still have to at least build it correctly. And we are getting faster at building the frames on these things. So this is as I had predicted, that as I continue creating the same fighter craft, they get easier to make. That is how every skill works. The more you do it, the easier it gets. That is how progress is achieved in one's lifetime. Right. Give me a minute here. I want to check. There. like this. Go. That maybe. Something like. The kind of angle that I want for this. I like the idea of this thing creeping around on a rock, but I don't think it reads well enough for me to warrant it, so... Transform. Oops, we just locked up, so I'm going to have to save and reopen the program. Sometimes the OBS software doesn't quite interact properly with Adobe Suite, so it'll crash Adobe. I have to relaunch it. But it always saves it. At least it's always been able to date save it. I don't know about the future at all. But for now, we're okay. Boom. I went to a Tool concert on Saturday. It was on Friday. Yeah, that was the first Tool concert I went to. Fear Inoculum tour. Tacoma Dome, 30,000 people. It was so much fun. I would say overall Korn was a better concert. It's because Korn has a lot more energy. A lot more aggressive, really aggressive. I'm just a big fan of highly aggressive music in a concert venue. But I would absolutely see Tool again. Yeah, highly recommend. 10 out of 10. 9 out of 10? Let's call it 9 out of 10. Just to be reasonable. Because everything can always get better. There. Let's take this, move it independently to here, and let's get these here. Something like that. Yep, like that. Yeah. I think we're looking pretty good over here. There we go. Nice. I'm realizing now I actually want a fairly, but not literal, similar pose to the other spiderling that we have that's closer up, because if we use the same pose here, it's going to have better image recognition from there, but it's obviously not just cut and paste, which is important. So let's take that, and that, and that, and Don't need that anymore. Another 20-minute timer. Dude, we're rocking. This is great. Let's see. Keep you 100. Take you to 5. Bubble. $15. There to there, and then there to dirt. Take that to 50. Yeah. Take that sheen to 50. That works. Then let's. There we go. Get the reference junk out of the way. Forest Spiderling. Close Spiderling. Forest Spiderling. How's Forest Spiderling line up now? 1, 2, 3. Good. No, let's get, thank you. A little off center of the zone. I think that's okay. Again. Yeah, I think we're doing okay over here. Do I want to? Yeah, this is probably the best way to do that. I think I want to milk up the background just a little bit more. 10%. Maybe 15. Nah. Actually, yeah, let's go to 15. No, 10 was right. Let's see. Nah, it's okay. think though that means I want to make the interesting. That feels good. Let's check out the back bubble. No, we want to have the background sheen a little bit. Bubble. UV. There we go. I need a new keyboard. I keep I've rubbed down the nubs where your fingers go on the keyboard so much when I touch it, it's difficult to tell what key I'm actually on. I've never worn a keyboard down to the alignment nubs being completely ground down. That's a little crazy, but it is an indication I need a new keyboard. So I'll put that on the block. Yeah, that is smokier. That's good. There's a 10. Let's drop this down to 5. We can take this to 50. And I can take that back to 10. I'm trying to get a middle spot between the milkiness and diffusion of the night spider back here. The more transparent, crisp, focused, up close spiraling here. I want to have a space between these two bubbles. I feel like this is the mark. Doesn't quite feel on point though. Let's go to 15. Alright, back. 15 is too much. Alright, 10 it is. We'll go with 10. There, now we'll stop futzing with it. Conceal references. Assess where we're at. So far, so good. 7 o'clock, we still have a little less than an hour to go, about 50 minutes on the block, halfway there. Oh. So let's go back to our references here. Don't need that anymore. Don't need these. Don't need that. Boop, boop, boat. How are we sitting now? Okay, we're back on the ship. So, finish these dudes up, that ballista, and then these asteroids, and then this piece will be done, and we'll move on to the next one. So, this is the last significant illustration, I believe that. No, wait. I'm going to recant before I complete that statement. I'm going to check myself. We've been working on page 12 through 27 in the front end of the combat section, but then there's also page 28 through 36 at the back end of the combat section, which is talking about squadrons and fleets. So weapons, squadrons, and fleets. So once we finish this piece, we'll be moving back into the second half of the combat chapter, where we're talking about those particular topics. So we still have itchy. Still have a little bit of time before we get to there. However, we do need to resolve this. So let's see how we want to do. Opening up the ship. This is the commander. This is the wheel spinner. Here's the gunner, the ballista itself, the loader, and then the deck. So I'm pretty happy with how the deck is sitting. So let's get the crew, the commander, the wheel turner, and the gunner and the loader. Let's get those dudes out of the way, and let's get another look at this out of the way. I'm pretty happy with how it is. The perspective is just a little bit off, so I need to fix that. So that's what we're going to do right now. We're going to fix that. I feel like I just want to take the whole thing and do as we do, which is duplicate, merge, conceal, proceed. There you go. Those bowstrings feel right now. I'm happy about that. I feel intimidated by this weapon. And by that I mean my ability to actually do a good job with it. So when I get intimidated, I step up like Piglet in Winnie the Pooh and just do it anyway. Experience the terror. About to witness the strength of street power. When I'm not confident, I do this smudgery. And the smudgery is antithetical to the crispness of architecture and machinery. So it's actually a really, really bad habit of mine to not use the proper tools with the meat. Like, this is the wrong brush for the type of meat, or rather, it's the wrong technique. That's the word I'm looking for. This is the wrong technique to use for the type of object that I'm illustrating right now. But it's a nervous habit of mine to work in the smudgery because it allows me to like eke along and build confidence with each brushstroke that I take. But the problem with it is it looks murky, so it's not a good design decision. So this is you witnessing me waking up in the middle of a comfort zone habit. And that folds right back into the conversation about style being an excuse for lack of photorealistic accuracy. Another 20-minute timer. But the human condition forces us to endure a lack of photo accuracy. So it's for humans, it is a struggle between how good is good and what kind of style can I implement to get away with making it easier than attempting to present pixel perfect photo accuracy. Because that's what you're doing. You're making a compromise with your style. You're making a compromise for accuracy, and you are being graced with aesthetics. but it's a willing, it's a subconscious but willing decision that artists are making when they're settling on a style that they're developing. Like, how much can I get away with not doing the work and still have an aesthetically pleasing piece? Like Wayne Reynolds is a great example of this, because his anatomy is garbage, but it's aesthetically pleasing, because like he'll have a leg that's like 1.5 times longer than another, but because of the angles that he uses, it feels like forced perspective, which gets away with not having accurate anatomy. Because the anatomy, if you're always creating 100% accurate anatomy, it actually can create very stiff and boring poses, because you aren't bending the camera, you aren't morphing it all to like lean into the energy of the piece that you need. Inaccuracy can create energy like that. So that is a very sculpted style that's very artistically, what's the word I'm trying to use? How do I want to word that? It's a successful style because it feels good even though it's obviously inaccurate. That's all I was trying to say. So when I'm using a smudge brush on hardline architecture, that is a flawed technique that is not benefiting the overall image. And it is a poor style choice. It is actively disconnecting me from the goals that I'm trying to achieve with the piece. That's when your style is getting in the way of the quality of the piece, because you're observing the murkiness of the art as opposed to the strength of what's being expressed, if that makes any sense. Right back to that curve style. There, okay. But in the shadow, I can use that smudgy sort of feeling because it's shadow, it's dispersing. Shadow has less hard lines, unless their style of art is to have hard line shading. A lot of times it's going to be soft edge because it's dispersing. So when you're facing the light, you need hard line. When you're in shadow, you can afford for the shadow to be a softer brush. If that's the style that you're going for. it's acceptable. It's an acceptable style. Saw John Wick 4. God, what a horrible movie. That was. I thought the second one was bad. Well, the third one. It just kept getting worse. After the first one, John Wick's just kind of matrixed down into bleh. I won't give any spoiler alerts, but I hope there's not another one. Good. This is already shaping up to be stronger. Loader. So I'm going to take the commander. Good. I think that's what we wanted. Tilt the commander a little bit here. I have to be mindful of the position of this foreground because the perspective is sliding back into the page. Like this, which kind of lines up okay. Yeah, that's feeling okay. The front beam, that's what's off. I can see that now. Gunner, let's conceal that reference there. Let's merge that down. There. Now we can free transform. Let's put that back there. I'll go here. There. Now we've got a better angle. I think I need to skew it just a little bit. Like that. Better. Better, 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 better. Softer style is good for gradients. And then the hard line is best for the actual line work and the architecture of it. Just getting that fuzziness to it. I have to be careful here to not fuck up my architecture. Better. Better. Now, I gotta do that to make sure that the angles continue to stay straight. Yeah, we're looking pretty good. Definitely an improvement. Where are we at? 7:30. This thing is fatiguing, dude. Burp, burp, burp. Let's roll that over. How are we doing? All right, this is our last 20-minute kick. We should have the weapon done at that point. And then we can move on to the characters. Nice, that resolved easily. Happy with that. Just do that smudge there to fade in some gradient lighting away from the leading edge into the shadow. Here like that. Here, and let's do this. Like that. There we go. Cool, let's do that. Let's use this darker color here to work that in there like that. Good. Nice. That's coming along nicely. Still have this back bit to resolve, and we still have the wheel to take care of. I think what I want to do is just paint over and redo the wheel. Yeah, we can go back and redo this flywheel again. That is okay, so we can just conceal the hell out of it. All right, we might need a little bit extra time to finish this up. It's going along nicely. Good. Let's see. Like that. Nice, much better. You know what? My gut is telling me I should stop here for the day. I don't know why. It just is. So I'm going to stop here for the day. And when we pick up next time, we'll finish up the weapon, and then we'll start in on the characters that are loading, aiming, firing, and commanding the weapons. And we will continue on from there. So that's where we're at for today. I'm going to be back. I'm actually going to jump back on. If you like and subscribe, if you're still here and interested, hey, I'm going to be working on evaluating or looking for clues inside the Monsters Compendium for Eldraine that was released on D&D Beyond. It has 25 creatures inspired by Magic the Gathering Wilds of Eldraine card sets. And I'm a huge color mana enthusiast, as indicated by the color mana spell point variant rules that we have linked down below. And so I spend a little time each week evaluating, basically looking at what information are coming off of these monsters that may help us better evolve the color mana spell point variant rules that we've already built, because we're going to go through a massive rebuild of those documents once 1 D&D comes out for us to be able to understand, because the classes are changing and some other mechanics may change as well. So we need to readdress what we've built to make sure that it stays current with the current edition, but the old edition stuff will still be part of the zip file that people get. So anyway, we're reevaluating creatures. That's what we're going to do today at lunchtime in probably about 4.5, 5 hours, something like that. So anyway, that's what we're going to do, and then we're going to be back tonight in about 12, maybe 11 hours. I will be on doing more cartography and creature token creation for the Eberron adventure that we'll be publishing on DMsGuild as well. And then we'll be back tomorrow morning to do more of this artwork. And then at lunch tomorrow, we'll be back working on the martial power system, which I'm excited about getting back into. Yeah, this is going to turn out okay. So, all right, so that's all for now. I will see you guys on the other side, and thanks a lot for being here. Cheers.